All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're not just looking at another trading strategy. Think of this as a mission briefing. This is your complete blueprint for tackling a $100,000 trading challenge designed to turn a pretty huge goal into a series of calm, calculated, actionable steps. Let's gear up. So, here it is, the big question. How in the world do we make $10,000 in just 10 days? Now, that might sound a little crazy, maybe even impossible, but the key isn't to trade like a maniac. It's to have a precise, disciplined plan. And that's exactly what we're going to lay out right here, right now. Every mission starts with your resources, right? Well, our foundation for this whole operation is a $100,000 account. That's our starting point. Next up, the target. What are we aiming for? A clean 10% profit. That gives us a really clear, quantifiable goal, $10,000. No ambiguity there. And finally, the clock is ticking. We've got 10 trading days to hit that target. This really sets the pace and the intensity of the whole challenge. Every single day counts. Okay, so let's put all those pieces together. The objective is crystal clear. Turn $100,000 into $110,000 and do it within 10 trading days. This isn't just a hopeful wish. It's a defined mission with very clear parameters for what success looks like. Now we get to the most important part of any plan, and I mean the most important, the rules. These aren't just suggestions, these are your non-negotiable parameters. They're designed to do one thing above all else, keep you in the game and protect your capital. So let's break them down. Okay, so your account size is 100K, target's 10K. Got it. But I want you to focus on the two most critical numbers on this screen, the daily loss limit of 5,000 and the max total loss of 10,000. These are your eject buttons, your safety nets. You violate these, the mission is over. Period. Think of them as your primary line of defense, and you do not cross it. So how do we operate inside those safety nets while still having a real shot at the target? The answer lies in the mathematical engine behind this entire blueprint, the risk-to-reward ratio. It's super simple, really. It's just how much you're willing to risk to gain a certain reward. And for this mission, our ratio is totally non-negotiable, 1 to 2.5. What that means is, for every single dollar we put on the line, we are aiming to make $2.50 in profit. This is our golden ratio for the entire challenge. It's the core of the math. And here's where the real magic of that ratio kicks in. With a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward, you don't even need to be right all of the time. Actually, you can lose more trades than you win and still be profitable. This just brilliantly illustrates why trading is a game of math, not of having a crystal ball. Okay, with our core rules locked in, we now get a little bit of tactical flexibility. Depending on the market and how you're feeling, you can choose one of 3 distinct trading modes. Each one has a different risk profile. So these modes basically determine how much of your capital you risk on any single trade. Normal mode is a pretty conservative 0.8%. Moderate is our baseline at a solid 1%. And aggressive mode, well, that pushes the risk up to 1.5%. Each step up increases both the potential speed to the target and the potential danger. So what does this actually mean in practice? Well, in normal mode, you're going to need 5 good winning trades to pass the challenge. If you switch to moderate, that number drops to just 4. And if you go aggressive, you could potentially hit the target in about 3 winning trades. You see the trade-off, right? Higher risk, faster reward. But there's a catch. And this is a huge point. Aggressive mode is not for digging yourself out of a hole. You don't use it when you're down. It's for pressing an advantage when you're already winning. You should only even think about using it after your account is already up by at least 3%. It's like you're using your winnings to play, not your starting capital. All right, we have our rules, we have our risk modes. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of execution. How do we actually find the trades? Well, we're going to use 4 primary tactical setups from our playbook to identify those high-probability opportunities. First up is the pullback. This is your bread and butter, your most reliable setup. The logic is so simple. We find a strong trend in the market, we wait for a little temporary dip, and then we enter just as that main momentum looks like it's about to kick back in. We're basically trading with the current, not trying to fight it. Next, the liquidity sweep. Okay, this one's a little more advanced. Big market players often push prices to specific levels where they know tons of traders have their stop losses sitting. Once those orders get triggered or swept, the price often reverses, and fast. Our entry signal is that sharp rejection right after the sweep. Third on the list is the reversal. With this one, we're actively looking for a trend to run out of steam and fail. So when the price hits a major historical level and shows clear signs it's losing momentum, we start to anticipate the turn. Now, this one requires patience. You have to wait for confirmation, but it can lead to some really massive moves. And finally, the breakout. This is your go-to play when the market has been quiet and just coiling up in a tight little range. You're basically anticipating a big burst of energy, and you're positioning yourself to ride that wave of volatility as the price smashes out of its holding pattern. Okay, we've got the mission, we've got the rules, we've got the tactical plays. But you know what? None of it matters, not a single bit, without this final, most critical component, your mindset. The real battle is always fought and won right between your ears. These are your non-negotiable mental rules, your commandments. Only take the absolute best, A-plus setups. Never, ever try to get back at the market after a loss. If you lose twice in a row, you're done. Shut it down for the day. And stay focused on one session to avoid getting burned out. These rules are your ultimate defense system. And I want you to let this sink in, because it's the most important takeaway. You don't need some secret indicator or a perfect system to win. You need a solid plan, just like this blueprint, and the flawless discipline to actually execute it, especially when things get tough. So we'll end with this. The entire plan is laid out right here in front of you. The numbers, the rules, the tactics, the mindset, the blueprint is in your hands. The only question left is, do you have the discipline to follow it?